Right, so the way it starts, customer drops off a tank, covered in paint, oil paint or whatever. So the first thing we do is media blast it. You can see it started to be media blasted on this one. Then we move on to this one here, which has been entirely media blasted. So the next step with that is to get it pressure tested and make sure it's not leaking. This particular tank has got a leak. You can actually see where it's leaked there. So this will go off for brazing, rebrazing and sealing inside to make sure that obviously when it's all completed, it's not then going to leak petrol into the paintwork or onto the bike. Then move on to this one. So this one's been epoxied. Obviously while we're doing this, we're having to protect the inside of the tank. So we use a 3D printed bung. So we've got a machine upstairs called a Creality K1. And that 3D prints a bung that I would design. So get the tank, measure the diameter of the hole and the depth that I want the bung to be, and then I can design the bung to be appropriate for each tank, because obviously you can see each of these is slightly different. And then we 3D print it, which takes about 20 minutes to half an hour for the average bung for a single tank. Print it, pop it in there, and then it protects the inside of the tank from any media or any paints or anything going in there. There's always a 5mm barrier between metal and paintwork so that the petrol doesn't creep underneath the paintwork and ruin the job we've done. Moving on to the next tank. So this tank's going to be a show tank. So we've put a black base coat on it after the epoxy. We've put a black base coat on it and then lacquered it purely to highlight any other tiny imperfections that there might be in there. We want to get it as close to perfect as we possibly can. And then it moves on to the final layer where the lacquer goes on and then it's polished up to a high polish finish and is then show worthy. So any artwork or anything like that is protected. It should last as long as the manufacturer's paint job or even longer. But it's a lot of work. There's a lot of detailing goes into it. And every single stage, all the way from the beginning to the end, we're checking and making sure there's no dings, dents, nothing we've missed, no imperfections, to try and get the quality of the work to be the absolute best that goes out the door.